Welcome to Finding Wendy, my journey to wellness. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Wendy Lamberti, and let me tell you, you're in for a wild ride. This isn't just any podcast, it's the front row seat to my crazy, hilarious, and downright inspiring journey from struggling with obesity to embracing bariatric surgery and beyond. Join me as we dive headfirst into the ups and downs and all-around shenanigans of transforming my life. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and we'll probably eat a few healthy snacks and not so healthy snacks along the way. So buckle up because we're about to embark on a roller coaster of wellness, sprinkled with a generous dose of fun and humor. Let's find wellness together and make this journey as exciting and engaging as possible. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining me today. Oh my goodness. Hi there. My name's Wendy. Thank you for joining me today. You know, I'm so excited to be doing this podcast. I think it's time for me to do this. And, over the years, many of my friends and family over the years have said, oh, Wendy, my God, you always have something to say. You should start your own podcast. You're an incredible inspiration to a lot of people, they would say. And, you've been through a lot of struggles, which I have, including this huge burden of obesity. Yep, I'm a fatty. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I've been fat all my life, and it is an incredible struggle. So here I am finally taking their advice and starting this podcast. I really like talking, and my family, they always say, Wendy, just shut up. Stop talking. So anyway, this podcast, Finding Wendy, my journey to wellness. So what are we going to talk about? Well, each episode will hopefully discuss everything from undergoing the surgery, the bariatric surgery, which I had 6 years ago, the challenges and triumphs along the way, to the impact it had on my physical and mental well-being, and a journey to uncover the truths, debunk the myths, and celebrate the milestones in the pursuit of wellness. Because we all in the end want to be healthy. So whether you're considering bariatric surgery in the midst of your journey or just simply seeking inspiration, this podcast is hopefully for you. So let's find wellness together. I hope to be able to create a new podcast on a weekly basis. It might end up being just a monthly basis depending on how I feel and how this journey's been going. So, the journey of wellness, especially when it involves this giant significant lifestyle change like bariatric surgery, and believe me, I have been on every diet on the planet, isn't always straightforward. Some days are great, some days are challenging, and in this podcast, I want to talk about the reality of what it's like to have bariatric surgery and the maintenance stage, quote unquote. So what can you expect from Finding Wendy? Well, basically, I'm covering my lifelong struggle with weight. I battled obesity as long as I can remember. I have been fat all my life. And 6 years ago, I had made the life-changing decision to have bariatric surgery. It wasn't easy, but it was the only one that I could make for my own health and my own basic well-being. I ballooned up to 450 pounds was my highest weight when I had my surgery 6 years ago. And morbidly obese. I was very, very unhealthy. I was in and out of the hospital all the time. I even had a pulmonary embolism because of my weight. I had urinary tract infections. I couldn't take care of myself at all. I was a mess. So the bariatric surgery worked in the sense that after a year, I'd lost over 200 pounds, and it's called the bariatric honeymoon. But after that, I had a lot of struggles, including weight regain. We all know that there was a pandemic. So I had my surgery in 2018. Pandemic was 2020. Boom, weight regain. and going back to the old habits of binge eating at night. And I started regaining the weight because we were all sitting around on a couch and watching TV and nothing else to do because we had to stay inside. So, there's often this misconception that surgery is a magic fix. Well, it's not. It's a tool, like any tool. It requires an ongoing effort and commitment to make it work effectively. So, throughout this podcast, I'll be sharing my personal experiences, the highs, the lows, the victories, the setbacks, and I'll talk about the emotional and physiological aspects of this journey because, let's face it, weight loss isn't just a physical challenge. But basically, it's not entirely about weight loss. It's about living a healthier lifestyle. It's very deeply emotional, and what I'll be doing is also bringing in some guests for some expert opinions and a few guest stories from people who have also gone through bariatric surgery, some other similar journeys that would be very interesting to also share in this podcast. And so what I want to do is create a space where we can have an honest conversation about obesity, about weight loss, the realities of life after bariatric surgery. It's not about losing weight. It's about finding wellness. It's about finding happiness. It's a sense of balance in life. And it's overcoming the stigma and understanding that everyone's journey is unique. So anyways, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you'll enjoy this journey. I know it's a very short podcast, but it's more or less an intro, and just to see whether or not there's some interest out there that would love to hear my story and also love to hear other people's stories that I'll be chatting with in this podcast. Blah, 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 blah. And anyways, we're going to find some inspiration. We're going to find some comfort. We're going to give each other a pat on the back and hopefully even some useful tips along the way. So remember, wellness is a journey. It's not a destination. It's just every day, take one day at a time. You know what they say, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. Just take one day at a time. So until next time, take care of yourself and keep finding your way to wellness. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.